Everyone, I do hope, you're still in good condition. And here we go again. This is our third meeting in academic listening subject. Yep. In today's meeting, we're about to discuss something related to the listening and the note taking itself. So, if you still remember, in this academic listening, the real focus of our subject is about taking note while listening. And we'll be discussing how to take note while listening. So this is the things. Hearing is a spontaneous act. Listening, by contrast, is something you choose to do. Listening requires you not only to hear, okay? Listening not only requires you to hear what has been said, but also to understand as well. So, if somebody else give the utterances and you just taking a listening activity, it means you're not only listening to such utterances, but also you try to understand the utterances. Okay, understanding requires three activities. At least if we want to understand to what have been said, so we need to know, three activities. It's about dynamic listening, and also about paying attention and the concentration. If we miss one of them, means difficult for us to catch, or to understand. Remember, dynamic listening, paying attention, and also concentration. Okay, this is indicators of a useful note. Okay, can you see clearly everyone on the screen? Okay, we have at least 6 categories, okay, before we take for granted whether or not it is a useful note. Remember, everyone possibly can take a note, but the biggest question is it a useful note? Okay, to make sure that something you take note is useful, okay, you have to have this list of indicators. First, this note, your note has a concept and also the main point. If you have a note but it doesn't have a concept and also doesn't have a main point, mean your note is not useful at all. Next, it also take notes on important examples. Okay, if you have already taken notes for something which have a concept and also the main point, but you forgot to take note important examples, means your note is not useful. Third, your note has also a definition and also new vocabulary. Well, I think it's not always. Sometimes from one lecture, from one topic, there is no single new vocabulary. But at least you may add some more new vocabulary. Okay. Fourth, your note has also any references provided. At least you add some more references from any other sources. Can be a book, can be a journal article. And next, it's about anything you don't understand. It's about difficult concept or unfamiliar terms. Remember, if you just find several unfamiliar terms, so you have to find out the meaning, the clear meaning. Why? Because, so to make it clear, because your note will help you a lot for the next topic. Yes. And the last is about your thought, your question, and also your idea. Remember, it is related with the corner note-taking skills actually, because we don't only need to take note, but we need to have this several indicator to make sure the note is dealing with the useful notes. Okay. So this is listening note-taking strategies. You can see on the screen. The effective notes in the lecture and tutorial is an essential skill for university study. So this is your responsibility to have a good notes. Good note-taking allows permanent record of key information that you can integrate with your own writing and also use for exam revision. Taking reliable, accurate notes also reduces the risk of plagiarizing. It helps you distinguish where your idea came from and how you think about those ideas. Remember, it's about how to avoid plagiarism. If you have your own notes, means you have a good standpoint. Okay, at least you didn't take the idea, the notion, okay, from someone else. At least you have already taken it. Yeah, you have already taken it as your own note. That's the good one. Okay, this is the sixth good reason why we need to take note, because notes are useful record, yeah, of a key information and the source of that information. Writing notes help you guys to remember what you heard. And taking note also helps you to concentrate and also listen effectively. Well, sometimes, yeah, they are inseparable. I mean, about listening and also note taking in academic setting, yeah, they are inseparable. Selecting what to note down increase your understanding. Note create a resource for exam preparation. This is for your own good, actually, yeah. When you want to face the examination. Notes taken in the classes often contain information that can be found elsewhere. Remember, so that's why you have your own specific, let's say, source or recipe. Okay. Taking notes versus listening, which is more important? So can you guess which one's more important between taking notes and listening? Well, you probably get yourself most out of a lecture if you do both, but don't focus on getting everything down to the extent that you miss what the lecture is saying. Remember, please jot down that actively listening and thinking are what is important. Okay, this is a tricky question actually. Nothing is more important than taking notes and listening in academic setting. Means both of them are highly important. Yeah. Active listening and thinking are what is important. So can you guess? Just guess. Can you make a note without thinking before, without taking any idea or source from the listening? Yeah, it can be possibly, but yes, it's difficult to do. Okay, lecture slide usually outline of the lecture content. They can guide you, yeah, your listening as well, to help you identify the key topic and also the concept. Take note of what appears on them, but don't confine your note taking to simply copying it. Remember, you may take note, but please remember you have at least 6 indicators, okay, to make sure your note is really useful. Because if you only just simply copying it, okay, and then pass it as your notes, means you don't confine your note taking. Okay. Okay, this is techniques and tips for listening and note taking. First, write phrases, not full sentences. Remember, maybe I have already mentioned several sentences, several key idea, but you don't have to take a note, okay, of every single sentence, okay, for me. But you may write the phrases, not a full sentence. Take notes in your own words. Remember, take notes in your own words, the word that you can understand it well enough. It's not something which is difficult for you to understand, so you need to make it it's easier for you to understand, not to make you become, let's say, things like a daunting task to do for you. Just make it simple. And then structure your notes with headings, subheadings, and also the number list. Well, several features can be, several illustration can be as well. Code your notes, use colors possible, underline, circle, you make stars, etc. And you miss something, just write a keyword, skip a few spaces, and get information later. Leave space on the page for your own notes and also the comment. Yeah. Okay, this is the illustration. You may use the concept maps and also diagrams. Okay. On the left screen, you may see. Okay, the topic is about underwater camera. It may be divided into two categories: regular and amphibious. If it is regular, can be need special housing. If it is amphibious, can be divided into two categories: Mykonos snapshot. If it is Mykonos lens in air plus water, and also only underwater. Yeah. Or you may just make it simple, like, yep, in the right one, maybe, or the left one on your screen. I don't know. Yeah, underwater camera, regular, amphibious, Mykonos snapshot. You may just make it as simply as possible. Okay, as simple as possible. Yeah, just make it simple. Okay, this is prior to and after the lecture, how to take note. Before the lecture, you may see these several preparation. Know what the lecture will be about, check the course, do any required pre-reading. If lectures are available before class, just download them. Review notes from previous lecture and set up notebooks or document. During the lecture, you may concentrate and pay attention. Don't try to write down everything being said. Don't try to write down every single word that the lecturer had spoken up. Okay, so this is the key point. So you need to recognize the key concept only, and also try your best to identify and select what is relevant, okay, in your site. How can I recognize what is important? Okay, maybe this is the biggest question. How to recognize whether it's important or not. Okay, so you may see it from the introductory remark, from the verbal signpost, from the repetition, from the phonological cue like voice emphasis, change in the volume, speed, emotion, emphasis, final remarks. Because most lectures conclude with a summary, a restatement of the main idea, and also indication of how the topic connects with upcoming material. And after the lecture, you may take notes from these several things. Like, to get the most of your notes, it's important to review and re-engage actively with them several times. So you need also to review your notes while the lecture is fresh in your mind. If it is something brand new for you, so you've got to review it. Okay, more than twice can be. Because reviewing helps you remember what was said, build up your understanding, and also help you identify gaps in your knowledge. Okay, to review tips for engaging with notes, try chunking, transcribe key concept, add your own question to the notes, write a brief overall summary, reflect on the learning process itself. Tips for note-taking with electronic device. You may choose your notebook, try note-taking apps like Evernote, Microsoft OneNote, or Google Keep, or possibly on your smartphone, on your device. Yeah, there has been a native note. Yeah, means, yeah, the notes. Sorry. Yep. So you also need to become familiar with the keyboard. And if you use a laptop, make sure other programs are closed. Don't try a multitask because, yeah, you may have been distracted. Yeah, consider getting a website or app blockers. Yeah, can be. Yeah, we have listening exercise, and I really suggest you to access these slides. You may have it download. You may click the link below, play the audio, and take note while listening to the audio. Still, in the same website from Learn English British Council. Okay, everyone, that's all. And I hope you may find my explanation useful. Well, we have separate reflection. Just remember that from one meeting to another is really related. Okay, so don't forget the most important things in the second meeting because it is highly related to this third meeting. and it is also related to the fourth one. Okay, everyone, see ya. Don't forget to, yeah, stay motivated and stay healthy. Ciao.